Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert, to compel." Speech is something that has been prevalent throughout my education from grade school up until college. In grade school, my speaking experience was mostly from presentations such as book reports and research projects. I'd say my most proud accomplishment in public speaking was from a Night of Excellence. It was an event put on by my high school. We created projects and presentations that were then put on display for parents and faculty from around the community to come and view. My presentation was on the French and Indian War. I created a slideshow, presented that slideshow to my class. My voice was then created into an audio recording, which was played alongside the slideshow during the night of the event. I was also able to incorporate a song from The Last of the Mohicans, just because that film was based off of the French and Indian War, and I incorporated that to play in the background just to add another dimension to the project. Beyond grade school, my public speaking experience translated into my college experience as well. I did take a 100 level speech course through Columbia College. It was a little less formal than what I anticipate this class to be like, just because this is a 200 level course and it is for engineering, whereas that was a 100 level speech course for environmental studies. Through college, I did the same book and research presentations, just at a more sophisticated level from grade school. One of my most proud public speaking moments was a TED Talk that I created after attending the TEDx event in Boulder, Colorado. I chose to discuss the history of baseball and included elements of my experience growing up while playing the sport, just to add that personal touch to the TED Talk. Given that previous experience, I'd say that I have a fairly even split between in-person and video formats. Most recently, I think that video or 21st century technology aspects are more prevalent in my public speaking experience, just because I did recently have that online course. My approach to speech preparation, I feel like, is fairly standard, just because it's been fairly consistently ingrained into me from teachers and professors throughout my education. I tend to jot down ideas of topics if they haven't already been provided to me. I then go through the topics and see which ones I feel like I can support the best, which ones I can add that personal anecdote to. Once I finalize the idea that I want to choose, I then research or list some information on what I do want to cover, just in some short bullet points that I can expand on later, just based off of what I already know on the topic. I then want to organize these into my finalized speaking outline, and then sometimes even further break down the speaking outline just into some single words listed on some note cards, just to cue my thoughts during the speech. I then really like to practice a lot, just because I do tend to get fairly anxious while speaking in public. That then allows me to rework what doesn't fit, or just rearrange my organization a little bit just to make it work better. Then I just do that until I feel prepared, and then I practice again. I think I do have a fairly high public speaking anxiety. I get the sweaty palms, shaky voice. It really doesn't matter, I don't think, if it's in person or in video. Although I do think that I am more anxious in video, just because I can't really gauge the audience's reaction and then adapt to the audience if I need to change my organization or the tone that I'm delivering my message with. I am majoring in engineering, so I think that public speaking will help with job interviews, with presenting ideas to boards and colleges and future employers. And then the interviewing for jobs also. Maybe not the rehearsed portion of public speaking, but perhaps preparing for possible scenarios in job interviews. I hope that this course will allow me to live up to what Ralph Waldo Emerson said, that speech is power, and it can be used to persuade, to convert, to compel, and I hope that with speech I will be able to do that someday.